Welcome to another episode of BS, which stands for Biker Stuff is a series where I break down small things that might Biker Stuff is a series where I break down certain things that might be helpful and useful for you as a motorcyclist enthusiast. Things that might help you as a motorcyclist, potentially, maybe, I don't know, sometimes. Things you might like to see, I review them, or talk about them, or make fun of them. Yeah. I've had this thing since April. It was a gift from my girlfriend. And if you're looking at it and you don't know what it is, yeah, it looks kind of complex and crazy, but this thing can be very useful. As a matter of fact, it can save your bike in multiple ways. If you're like me and you transport motorcycles a lot in the bed of your truck or on a trailer, this is gonna be super useful for you. It can save your forks. It can save your motorcycle from tipping over in the back of your truck. It can save it from falling out. I mean, this thing alone is super helpful. And before we get talking about the product, I have to talk to you about your favorite mobile game called Vikings. Now, if you enjoy the old school 90s and 2000s strategy games, much like I did, my personal favorite was StarCraft. I'm working on a video. Can I call you back in like 5 minutes? Then you'll love Vikings. The last update was so good, it reached up to number 5 on the top rated charts. The game is not only about clan battles, nation versus nation combat is making this game totally outstanding. Opportunities to choose your own playstyle makes Vikings really unique. If you know how to manage people, you could be a clan leader. But not that type of clan. If you like killing people, you can just annihilate your enemies, but you should probably seek medical or professional help. Economist? Build a city. For me, there's no feeling like killing the enemy. Did you know that Vikings just reached 20 million players? That's like 10 times the amount of real Vikings that there were. That's pretty neat. Start a game right now using my link below and get gold and an additional protection shield. Just click it. Click the button. Right here. What is it, Dan? Well, I don't know what it is. I'm 12. What is this? This, my friends, is a non-drill motorcycle chalk. It's good for both the bed of your truck and it's also good for trailers. Now, what do I mean by motorcycle chalk? Motorcycle chalk is something that you put your front wheel in to keep it from moving around. There's a couple different designs. A lot of them are screw in or drill or weld in. You weld them either in the back of your truck or on your trailer. And I was looking for something a little bit more of a temporary option, and I've been thinking about buying something like this for the better part of probably like 3 years now. But I haven't had a truck, and then I bought a truck last year, and then I still thought about buying one of these. I make a lot of trips out of Texas and recently to Minnesota, and you know, that's 12 to 18 hour drives, plus you gotta leave it sitting in the bed of your truck when you stop and stuff like that. So you're talking about, you know, like maybe 20 hours of your motorcycle being compressed, like the forks are compressed and stuff like that. And you can blow out your motorcycle forks when you're transporting them if your straps are too tight. And this is kind of helpful for that. Now, this is not an alternative to strapping down your bike. I don't want you guys to think that. You just put your front wheel in the motorcycle chalk. It kind of alleviates a lot of the pressure from having to tie down your front forks so tight. Now, like I said, you still want to put pressure on your front forks, but with something like this in place, you don't need to do it as tight because you have sidewalls to where the bike it'll prevent it from leaning, and you have a solid front mount so your front forks won't turn left or right when you're transporting them. That's always been my biggest issue. If I tie my bike down too loosely so the forks don't blow out, the front wheel will end up cocking itself in the bed, and then that can lead to your bike falling over in the bed of the truck if you're not careful. So that's why this is handy, and that's why I really wanted something like this. And Laura was nice enough to give me one for my birthday, and I've waited and waited, because I wanted to do a video on it, specifically where I had a long haul, like Minnesota. It was 18 and a half hour drive. It ended up being like 19 hours altogether, where my bike was in the back of my truck, plus it stayed in the bed of my truck for the better part of 5 days, actually, with the front wheel inserted the whole time, strapped down relatively loosely. More loose than I would have if I didn't have this. And I had zero issues. I drove the entire way there, the entire way back, faster than the speed limit, that is. And my bike didn't shift or move an inch. And before I show you how it works, the assembly was super easy. Here's a quick clip of me assembling it all together. It took less than 10 minutes.
Look, get it, I get it. I think I understand now why I feel so apathetic. When I'm the one that stands out and these other dudes pathetic. Just waiting for a handout and eventually regret it. It ain't the way you planned out, but that contract fucking said it. Boy, you say you ain't a man now, man. Your boy should have provided and edited all the crap out. Like, come on, man, come on.
Now it also does feature this cool carry handle. Oops. For transporting, it's probably no more than 25 pounds, pretty light. All aluminum construction, so it won't rust. You can leave it in the bed of your truck. And they do make a double one. I will do my best to find the exact one that Laura bought me and put the link in the description. If not, I apologize. But yeah, it widens out. And you adjust it to the length of your bed, and then you just strap these down. You just tighten these down. And I'll go outside and put this in the bed of my truck here in a second, but it's just as simple as that. But I was looking for a nice, lightweight aluminum alternative to drilling or welding in the bed of my truck. I really didn't want to have to do that, specifically because I know I won't have the truck forever. But when I do buy another truck, I don't have to leave that in the bed of the truck. I can just pull this out and put it in my new truck. So pros, it's not permanent, it's lightweight, you can transport it and put in other vehicles or trailers. It's aluminum so it won't rust, and you can leave it in the bed of your truck or your trailer for indefinite amount of time, assuming nobody steals it. And since it's aluminum, it doesn't get super hot if you leave it in the sun. I mean, I was able to go rip this out of the bed of my truck. It's 100 degrees outside and it wasn't even hot. Here are the cons though. It's not permanent, meaning that if someone wants to take it and you leave it in the bed of your truck, it's about a 2-second job. You unscrew it and you pull it out. It takes no time at all. Another con is that it is aluminum. So if you have a very heavy bike, like let's say like a big Harley or an Ultra Glide or a Classic, and the bike wants to tip over, I'm not so sure that this thin aluminum is gonna stop that, is gonna hold that front wheel from really going in whatever direction it wants to. It'll probably mar this up, if not completely ruin this to get all together. But for lighter bikes like the DRZ, it works phenomenally, and I've had zero issues. Another con is that you're limited in size. When you're welding or drilling something, and it's gonna stay fixed because it's mounted to the actual bed. This is designed for a full-size pickup truck or a single bike trailer, meaning that this can only extend a certain amount. So if your bed is wider than this product, then it really doesn't do what it's designed to do. And they do make a wider one that's got 2 of these. So if you do have a bigger truck or a bigger trailer, I would suggest going with the double one, because why not? You know, if you might as well have 2. But other than that, the build quality is great for aluminum. The welds are good. Everything feels really sturdy and stable, and the convenience of it is unmatched. So let's go transfer to the truck. I'll show you how to install it. It's super simple, and yeah. There you go, nice and sturdy. It won't move left or right, which means that your wheel won't turn left or right. Super simple, goes in like that. Now the only downside that I've been able to figure out with this thing installed is that it adds about 3 or 4 inches worth of space between the bed and where the front wheel stops, meaning that you have about this much of a gap, and that reduces the length of your bed by about 3 inches. And that means that I can't close my tailgate with my DRZ in the back of the truck, like when I normally cock it out sideways. But I think there might be a way to adjust it to where one side's longer than the other, and then you can just push it back into the corner and still close the tailgate. And there's really no other reason for me to do that other than the fact that I like everything to be secured in the back of the truck with the tailgate. But I made the whole drive to Minnesota with the tailgate down and back, no issues. It's just personal preference. But honestly, I'm very happy with the way it works and the way it turned out, and I think it's an excellent product. You know, it's not a substitute for tying down your motorcycle, but it certainly reduces the pressure on your straps and on your front forks. So I think it's very useful, especially if you're looking for something that's temporary and you don't have to drill or weld into your bed. Simple as that. Thank you for joining me on another episode of BS, butt snorkelers, buckle sniffers, beauty sleepovers, bomb Syria. Wait, no. Bill Cosby slept with those women. Boys sleeping with your mom. Beautiful biker stuff. If you have anything that you'd like to see talked about or reviewed that you might not know about, leave a comment. And if this video gets 11 likes, I will stab a cactus. I will drink a bottle of water really fast. You guys ready for this? It is full. Water line.